Hey everyone, welcome to 7-9 Media, back with our series Recasting the Classics. This week we are doing The Graduate. So,
I had a couple options. My first is Darren Barnett from Never Have I Ever. I don't know, I just feel like he'd be good at being like an apathetic post-grad student. The vibe. And then my other option is Justice Smith. He was in like Jurassic World and Get Out and like other stuff. He also went to my high school. Okay, he was a few years ahead of me, so I did not know him. Okay. Anyway, I feel like he would also just be like a good option. He's like a talented actor, and I was recently watching a movie he was in, so I was like, why not cast him instead of me casting the same like 5 people every single time?
For me, I Anthony Ramos, because I just like love his work, and I feel like he hasn't taken on this type of like everything he's put on, he's done is very like whimsical, and carefree, human, very fun, and the flow. But I'm interested to see like this side of his acting chops.
So I picked 2 because the first one I was like, is this a little too young? But I was like, nah, it's fine. So my 2 options are Ryan Potter or Justin Min. Ryan was honestly my first choice, I think, but then I was like, oh, is he too young? Like many people, the first thing I saw him in was Big Hero 6. And I know he kind of like fell off the face of the earth a little bit after that, as you sometimes tend to do when you have big Disney blockbuster. But I just personally want to see more of him physically on screen. I think like being a voice actor takes a lot of talent, but there's so much physicality to being a voice actor that doesn't translate. So, and then knowing that he's Beast Boy in the Teen Titans remake, I think I don't know. I just want to see more. I think it's really different. I think it'd really push him outside of his like type. And then Justin Min, that's all I need to say. So
That is all you need to say.
Okay. I first saw Ryan Potter in Super Ninjas. Do you guys remember that? Oh, I love Super Ninjas. It was what was it on? Nickelodeon. Kind of like Jake Long Dragon. What is it? Oh, All American Dragon. Mm-hmm. But like they're ninjas instead of dragons.
I have 2 options. They're both from Bridgerton. I didn't mean to do that, but it happened. So first one is Ruby Barker from the first season. I can't remember the name of her character, but she was pregnant. Anyway, I just thought, I haven't seen her in much, and I thought she would be like a good option. Like she seems like the right age and the right vibe. And then the other option is, I'm so sorry if I mispronounce this, Sharithra Chandran. Obviously the main jewel of this previous season. I feel like she just also has like a very, very nice, like wholesome, sweet feeling that would be good to bring to the role of Elaine and contrast the apathy of Benjamin.
Jasmine Cephas Jones, who's actually like Anthony Rams's girlfriend. I think they're engaged.
Oh, are they still engaged? Because I thought there was that whole scandal. But
wait, what?
Him being like seen with another girl.
Are they not engaged anymore?
I don't know. I don't keep up with that, but I saw like a headline about. That was a while ago though, so I don't know.
Okay, well, I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Wikipedia says they're still together.
Oh
no! They split. They split last year. Maybe not that. Oh man!
That would bring an interesting dynamic to the screen, though.
We love some tension.
Oh my gosh! I wanted them to be together. I didn't even know that. Okay, well, regardless of their like actual real life relationship,
the show must go on.
Show must go on.
Show must go on.
Yeah, because she was like Peggy, so I feel like she bring that like optimism, or we'll see more of that. She played like Peggy Schuyler, and then the love was like, "Is say no to this?" But so like, I feel like she could kind of, she could like lean into the Peggy Skylar side. So I feel like they'd be cool. But I didn't know they split up because I felt it would be so cool. Like, it's not. It's fine. Dreams were meant to be broken.
I picked Lana Condor. I think a lot of us have been saying we want to see her move away from like the sweetheart, like sweet innocent girl next door. But I actually think Elena is a really interesting character and that she doesn't get enough credit for actually how complex she is. And so I think actually that's like the perfect, like, I feel like there's a lot of parallel to how Lana Condor has been casted to how Elaine is typically seen in the movie. So I feel like that is a really interesting mirror, and also it's Lana Condor, so.
So for Mr. Braddock, I put Fred Armisen because I don't know why, just I wanted to, I guess. I feel like he'd just be funny as like Benjamin's dad trying to get him to like find a passion or just like get a job or whatever. And then for Mrs. Braddock, I put, along with the Fred Armisen choice, I also chose Maya Rudolph, since they were like in that, I can't remember the name of that show they were in together, but they're also both SNL alums. And I feel like she would just also be funny as like Benjamin's mom. I also had a second option for Mrs. Braddock. Once again, I'm bad pronouncing, but Purna Jagannathan, yeah, from Never Have I Ever, the mom. I feel like she would just also be funny as the mom. Honestly, I don't remember too much of like the specific parents' personalities, but I feel like they'd be good together.
For Mr. and Mrs. Braddock, I put Antonio Banderas and Marissa Tomei. I don't know, I love Marissa Tomei, especially in the Spider-Man film. Like, she'd be fun, cute little, like, not cute, I don't know if the right word is, but both, I feel, have kind of like that sarcastic, funny, easygoing side. But that's like, you know, I guess bumbling is like how I describe Mr. and Mrs. Braddock, and I feel like they could bring that into this. I think they'd be cool together. And I don't think they're together or anything. Otherwise, I was also thinking of Salma Hayek because I just love them together. Like, they're funny together. I was watching an interview of them, and I was like, oh.
This one I had a little bit of trouble with, which is weird because I feel like most Asian actors we know are like in the parental age cast type, but Mr. Braddock actually I really liked, was easy. I picked Daniel Henny because he plays the older brother in Big Hero 6. So, and watching him and Ryan in interviews together, it's like they have it was a very sibling relationship. Obviously that was like them as actors, but I don't know. I think some of the favorite scenes that people talked about were the sibling relationship in that movie. So I think there's a similar energy-ish of like, you know, dad, parental, older, all those good things. So I think that would have been really fun to see. For Mrs. Braddock, I wasn't really sure, so I went with Maggie Q. Actually, I think part of it is because everyone's seen her, but no one's really talks about her, and I actually think she does really good work. And I think I don't know, it'd be cool to see her get a little bit more fuller recognition than just beyond, oh, she's like that series regular we always see, but don't quite really know, and not sure if she's entirely Asian. Like, let's just own it, let's just claim it, and I think she's badass, so I think it'd be fun.
So for Mr. Robinson, I was struggling on like who to put, but I ended up putting Eugenio Derbez, who's like most recently in The Valet. He was also in Coda recently. I just think, I don't know, seems like a lot of times he plays like very like awkward, like bumbling characters, I feel like, but I feel like this would be an opportunity for him to be a little more like serious and not like threatening, but like the kind of looming presence of like, oh, he could come in at any moment and like things could happen. So I feel like that'd be a good stretch for him. I'm sure he's done other roles that do stretch it, but in what I've seen him in, I feel like that would be a good stretch. And then for Mrs. Robinson, I had two options. My number one was Ming-Na Wen. I just feel like she would be like a good option, and I could see a younger guy wanting to go for her. So I can just like imagine her in that kind of role. And also she's just like a great actress. So I feel like she'd be really fun in that. My other option is Sarita Cheddary. Once again, sorry if I mispronounced that. She plays, if you saw The Green Knight, she plays the mom, Dev Patel's mom in that. I don't know what else she's been in, but she was really great in that. Had a really good like gravity and presence, and she's like, I feel like she could bring a good element of like being intimidating, but also very like graceful and elegant, and like just kind of like that, like, oh, that's Mrs. Robinson. Like, I don't know what to like. yeah, I feel like she'd be good in that kind of role.
Also, a younger man for Ming-Na Wen in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah, she could be that. Yeah, it tracks.
Yeah, it works. For Mr. Robinson, I put Idris Elba because I feel like he was what you were saying, Nicole. Of it's like, oh my gosh, he could like pop in any second. I feel like Idris Elba has that kind of like into. Also, did you know that he DJs?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, that I didn't know. That I found out on the Office podcast. I'm sure you found that out too. And then for Mrs. Robinson, I put Sophia. I also put Marissa Tomei. I feel like they could work kind of for the same reasons. I also just Priyanka Chopra. I feel like she could also be pretty good in that role. Priyanka might be a little young, or I don't know.
Priyanka's like 40-ish, late 30s. Yeah.
Late 30s.
So she had Benjamin in her teens, that would work. I think like the original Mrs. Robinson, I think she was on the younger side too. They just like casting younger women too, so it would also work.
That's like old Hollywood.
Yeah.
So it's like age and appearance do not line up.
Yeah.
Anyway, form. Okay, so for the Robinsons, I did want to go with honestly a couple iconic actors. I think because it would be a recast, I think it would be a cool way to cement the whole project again if we were gonna do it again. So Mr. Robinson, go. Keanu Reeves. I think he brings a certain level of swagger and like I'm the cool dad vibe, but like also still a dad kind of vibe. I think he'd be incredible in that role. And for Mrs. Robinson, actually the first character I casted for the graduate is Lucy Liu. I think she's a queen, she's an icon. And I think she definitely brings like a level of like grace and elegance, but she brings a certain playfulness that I think you definitely need to find in Mrs. Robinson. And I mean, it's Lucy Liu. For this project to be like towards the end, not end of her career, but like after all this like canon of work that she's done, I think it'd be a really cool cap, especially since she could reclaim the like Asian stereotypes that she originally started her career as to come and do this really complex female antagonist. I think is incredible. So
I chose Jordan Fisher because like I feel like he would be an option that your parents be like, yeah, and you would also be like, yeah, maybe. And then I think just thought it'd be funny to like imagine someone running away from him because it's kind of weird to imagine. But
that's what happened to all the boys I love.
It's true. But yeah, he was I don't know, Carl's not a huge role, but I feel like it'd be a fun cameo thing to see. So
I also put Darren Barnett for this role actually. Because I just feel like I don't know why the sentence came into my I just feel like I would just like to see shock on his stupid face. But like I don't know. Like that's not what I think about him. That just like came to my head. Does that make sense? I don't know. But basically I just think it'd be funny because I think in Never Have I Ever he was like stud man. And I feel like it'd be funny to see him in this kind of role. Even though it's small. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about Carl Smith. He was just kind of like there.
So I definitely thought of it as like a cameo role, and I didn't actually really want to go with like an actor. And I was like, who could do the most with the least? So I wanted to cameo Ryan Higa in this role. I think it'd be a really fun pop-up homage to where so many Asian Americans really got into media and were inspired by. And it's supposed to be an intense moment, but also I would trust Ryan Higa to like not to like completely turn the situation around and to make it into a comedy, but have just that like pushing edge of humor to where it's not just like it's there's more to it than just like the shock and the anger. And I mean, how could you miss Ryan Higa? He commits to a role. If it's 2 seconds of yelling, it's going to be the best 2 damn seconds of yelling you would ever see on screen. So that's my cast for Carl Smith, the most white name to go with the most Asian name. Well, thank you so much for hanging with us while we recasted The Graduate. If you have ideas on who you would like to see in this remake, if that's possible, comment below, text us, well, not text us, DM us, all those good things, you don't have our number. Fun fact. Enjoy this recast. Watch our previous ones. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.